Welcome back to the Discount Opinions podcast. We've taken a break for a few weeks and gotten sucked into some gaming, and we're going to go through it today and break it down. How you do today, son?
Bro, I'm addicted.
I hear you. I'm addicted as well. So tell me about Synced.
Synced is fun. Oh my god, I forgot because of the wake of this one. I totally glossed over Synced. Synced is fun. It's it's like it's definitely a mix of like Warframe and I would say more Destiny than anything else. But it's a little fun. It's definitely fun. Like it was addicting. I didn't get too far in it because I downloaded it, I think the day before First Defiant, and I played all that day, maybe. And then by the time First Defiant came out, I completely forgot about Sync. Like it's good. It's not bad. I like the way it plays. It controls are a little funny on controller, but that's just a learning curve for me. But Synced was fun. I liked it.
Mark. So you said it plays more Destiny or more like Warframe?
Like it copies Warframe in the sense that these are hero type deals, kind of like Warframes. So you got a hero and it does they do specific skills, and because of the specific skills, you have to pretty much learn how to play that character and use their skills wisely. Same with because in that one you have a machine that you sync to, and it's like a couple different types of machines that you can sync to. So it also, how do you play off that? And it's if I had to lean towards another game, I would say Sync would be more lean towards what's Tom Clancy's game?
Wildlands? Division?
That's what it was. I was thinking between Wildlands and Division, but it was Division. It plays more like that if I had to really think about it. That more than anything, and it's just you add some super abilities to it, and then just, there you go with that. And then the gameplay is the same. Like you jump right into the loop. I mean, same with the other one I've been playing, but it's simple gameplay loop. You just do this. It wants you to do this. Kill all the enemies, defend this point. Fight this boss. It's pretty much what it is, which was fun, I guess, for a little bit of time. I'm gonna go back to it when First Defiant beta ends, but I'm not that far into it.
Word. So you had fun, but
Definitely.
I mean, how much can you learn in 5 hours?
Yeah.
Definitely not as much of a time sink as Starfield,
bro. Yeah,
bro.
I need to get back into that. Tell me
I
about
am addicted, fully and wholly. At one point, my daughter walked in yesterday and went, "Are you ever gonna do anything besides play this game?" And I went, "Nope."
Hating on it.
Oh, it's so expansive. The quest lines are actually decent. Like I'm like 4 days and some change into the game as far as hours in, and it is at this point it has way more in it than Skyrim does, at least that I've played.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a wild statement.
I know. And the even wilder statement is it's more fun.
I believe that.
It is way more fun.
Yeah, I played it. Not like you, but yeah. I played it. And then when I did play it, it was great. That was a little bit of a nice old. I got sucked in.
Yep, for a couple days.
For a couple days, yeah, I was in it.
Yeah.
It doesn't, and it could, like I said, like I was saying with Synced, it could just be the fact that I'm playing through PC with a controller, but it doesn't feel good to me on controller, so I do play with keyboard and mouse. But
The way God intended. Continue.
yeah, it's just, and then that's another learning curve for me there, because it's dude, I don't know how people play keyboard and mouse. My hand be hurting. I just can't do it.
Easily.
Shit sucks. Like,
Bro, I don't understand how
so
people play controller. You get 12 buttons. 12 buttons? How are you supposed to play a game with... I've got 144 buttons. Sometimes I don't have enough.
Hotkeys, man. Once you figure out the hotkeys on controller, that's it, bro. It's everything.
It's definitely deep though. Like just the main quest line is minimum 20 straight hours of gameplay. And it's fun. It's interesting. Elder Scrolls has the problem with their main quest line being boring. And that's always kind of been a thing. It's enough to kind of keep your interest, but really you're just pushing through when you play the main quest.
I like Skyrim's.
Yeah, Skyrim's was definitely better than Oblivion.
I didn't get far into that story before I was like, I'm just gonna wander.
Yeah, but it tends to be, particularly with the Elder Scrolls games, you have way more fun outside of their main quest lines. Doing all the side quests of different guilds and whatnot. Really, in Starfield, there are 4 main quest lines. You have Constellation, which is the initial group that you meet and which is your main through line for the game. Which is interesting. We're totally getting into spoilers here, so if you care about spoilers, you might want to skip this to the next part. Yeah, the fact that 12 hours deep into the game, and around that point, you're like, okay, this is run of the mill, kind of boring. Like up to that point, the most fun I had is when I accidentally got off the main quest and I started doing the Rangers quest line, which I started by accident. Because I thought it was the main storyline. Nope, not at all. It's just when you land on this planet, dude runs up to you, bank's being robbed, and they could use some help. And if you go and help them, you start off that quest line. And it's fun. It is fun. Great reward. Gives you what is probably still currently my second favorite ship in the game. My first favorite's one that I built, obviously. But you play through, then you have permanent repeatable quests once you finish it, which give you a decent chunk of change and decent XP if you go through and run each one of them. And like they're the same type of quest, but like the location and whatnot changes each time, so there's a little variation on it. But even at, I think I'm on level 50. Even at level 50, if I run through 8 of them, I get another level. Leveling up is pretty easy. Then you've got Ryujin Industries, which a certain type of person would absolutely love. It definitely has way more moral questions. And the story there is deeper because you basically you start working for this company. They're a technology company, and it starts with you getting a cup of coffee for someone, which is like, oh, well, this is annoying. But then you get hired on, and you basically become a corporate spy. So you're breaking into other corporations, stealing information, planting information, convincing people to vote certain ways to favor Ryujin Enterprises over the other corporations, stealing customers, stuff like that. It's a lot of stealth and a lot of don't kill people. Now, I will give it this. At no point if you get seen or you kill people, do you fail. At no point does that happen. You just, they get annoyed and they don't pay you as much money. but it doesn't penalize you for however you want to play the game. Outside of, like, there's times where I had to steal from the guy's pocket to get a key to access another area. And once, if you fail it, you either get a bounty or dude is just watching you the whole time. So you have to go back to your quick save and pick his pocket again. But then there's one mission near the end where you're breaking into a massive building. It's like 10 different floors, and you've got to go to 3 different places to steal or plant evidence. And the first time I went in, I set off all the alarms because I didn't put anything into sneak. And yeah, I killed everybody. I was just running through. So when it's another fun part of it is when I started that quest line, I was like, you know what? I'm working for a Japanese arms manufacturer. I'm gonna be a ninja. So I pulled out the katana and I started going to work. And it was fun. Crazy. Like, melee is fun in the game. Totally worth leveling up, particularly because some people say it gets OP. There are guns that melt level 60 enemies in less than a second. Like, full auto, you pull the trigger one time and they're gone. So it's not that level of OP. But as you level up melee, you do get things like, I think by the time you're done, it's like you get 75% damage reduction. Every time you kill somebody with melee, your movement speed gets increased by 50%. And something else. But I've spent like an entire day just jumping into the air and landing on people and slicing their eyes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, if you hit them in the head, they go, I can't see my eyes. It's great.
That's wild.
Yeah, but it's
definitely a good game.
It's definitely allows you to play your way. Like, I remember the Thieves Guild in Skyrim, I believe it was. Like, you couldn't be caught. Like, if you were seen, you would fail. And so I never joined the Thieves Guild because I sucked.
No, I think I did that one. I did do that one, but my sneak was maxed out.
Yeah.
So everything was just arrow to the back of the head, arrow to the back of the head.
Yeah, and modifying weapons is fun too. Like, at this point I have a legendary of almost every single weapon in the game. Because I decided I wanted to pour into weapon modification and
that's crazy.
Base building. And so, like, I have this pistol that started out as just a single fire, does good damage, and now it's suppressed with laser sight, HoloLens. It's got a binary trigger on it, and pretty much you shoot once and it kills almost everything in the game because it hits them twice back to back. It's fun. It's fun. There's so many different gameplay styles. Just being able to leap in the air and shoot from the air is so much fun. Like, I've spent hours just doing assassination and bounty hunting missions just because it's so much fun to kill people. Then the last major, let's see, it's a Constellation, Ryujin, Freestar Collective, which is the Rangers, and then the UC. UC is... that probably has the most fun story because you're investigating an alien invasion and you have to figure out why it's happening. And then it's like, once you finish it, you're a full citizen. You get a penthouse in the city. And also you get alien hunting missions. So you can go back and then just go kill the aliens that you were investigating throughout the universe. But yeah, it's fun. It's super fun. Mods have already been going crazy for it. Not any really big mods yet. Thankfully, Right out the gate, though, by the time I got it, because I didn't, pay for the $100 version, I was waiting for it to come out regular price. Mods had already fixed like the main problems with like loading screens and inventory and whatnot, so all that's fixable. And between that and the powers that you get by playing the main storyline, it fixes almost every problem with the game outside of bugs. And there's not a lot of bugs, there's way less bugs than Skyrim or Oblivion when they came out. But for some reason, the longer I play, it's almost like the bugs build up. Like the other day, there's around the planet of Venus, there are these 3 ships that were just always in the atmosphere. So one time that I jumped in, I just killed them. And then now every time I leave the planet, they're just floating there, banging into each other. So I left there, and I went back to New Atlantis. And when I landed, one of the ships is just floating in the middle of the air of the city. One of the ships from Venus.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like okay. Dialogue bugs are the most annoying ones, and just the AI not reading that you're there, or like they start talking to you as you're trying to start a conversation with them to do the thing that you need to do, but they've already started their sentence because you walked in the room, so they're sitting there yelling at you about the thing. And then you hit, and they're like, "Oh, did you do the thing?" It's one of those things that seems like it could have been fixed by now. Like if you've done, like if it's cleared in your quest area, when you walk in, the AI should have a different response than before it is. But yeah, little things like that. So far, nothing super game breaking. I have lost in total about 12 hours of game time due to either a power outage or the time that I finished the game by accident and started a new game plus, but I really didn't want to, and I had to go back and start 6 hours before then. Actually, no, it's more like 14 hours altogether that I've lost due to one thing or another. Mainly power outages, though. It's been crazy here. I've lost power like 10 times in the last week.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, it's a great game. There's a reason why it's everywhere right now. And honestly, it's renewed my faith in gaming. Because it's been an absolute crap show for like years now. I don't even remember. 2017, I think, was the last time I remember a AAA title being dropped and was actually a finished game that wasn't just a buggy mess. Elden Ring? Okay. There we go. I didn't play Elden Ring.
Elden Ring's perfect. I can name a game almost every year that came out was perfect because I played like a bunch of them. God of War, both times. Spider-Man, both times. Perfect games, AAA games, both times. Beautiful. Horizon Zero Dawn, both times. It's a lot. Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy 16, but we're not talking about that. Yeah, bro, there was a lot of AAA. But the problem with those games, those are mostly console games. You don't play console, so that's why I know them.
Exactly.
I mean, Elden Ring is everywhere, but most of that list is PlayStation games. Not PlayStation.
But there's the vast majority of games have come out in a terrible day one state. Now sometimes they fix it in a month.
Them live service.
Sometimes they never fix it, like Anthem, Cyberpunk. The list goes on. I know, cuz I miss Cyberpunk.
It's so fucking fun. Oh, that happens today. Remember, update. It has this update. It comes out today.
I know. I'm still debating on whether or not I'm actually going to play it or not because I'm still mad at him.
I understand I'm still mad at him too, but the fixes look promising, and if the fixes are good, then maybe maybe next month or so. Sometime I'll get the DLC. I don't really care about the DLC right now. I'm just curious about the stuff they're fixing.
I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do and whether or not I will continue playing the game. I'm going to download the update, like I have every update. I'm going to log in. I'm going to start the game back from where I continued. And if the quest that I finished out in the middle of the desert is still marked as an active quest that needs to be done, I will turn it off and never go back.
That's crazy. That's
Yep.
crazy.
Look, every single time they release an update with a list of fixes a mile long, they have not fixed quest not finishing. Because I did the whole quest. The quest is done. I cannot go there and do anything. But it's still marked. It still acts like I never did the quest. It is infuriating.
I bet it's annoying. I don't even think I have anything in the game I could do. Unless they like put something in the game since the last time. Because I 100%ed it.
I mean, I never got all of the cars. I never did the boxing quest or the racing quest.
I did everything.
I did everything else, though. Everything else is done. There was nothing to do left in the game, really.
Everything, bro. I mean, 100% of the game, it was done. There was nothing else to do. I have everything in the game. Every quest line finished. There's not a single quest in the game that's left until the DLC comes out, because Cyberpunk was fun until it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, their main quest line was fun. It was fun. I don't like some of the things they did, like when they killed main homie and just replaced him with Keanu Reeves. Like, I feel like that part of the game should have been way longer. I don't like how your starting choice for what faction you were has absolutely nothing to do with the game. Like, nothing. All it has to do with is the location you walk from originally. That is it. It is. But, I mean, that game is kind of the biggest sin of them all.
It is pretty bad, but it'll be alright. Hopefully they fix it.
Hopefully at least you can have fun driving around running from the cops.
I'm saying that's exactly what I want to do. Okay, about nothing else.
How do you mess up cops? GTA San Andreas was better than them.
Bad coding.
But that's my thing though. It's been a game mechanic for so long. I don't understand how you messed that up. Shoot, even before San Andreas, Need for Speed Most Wanted, the cops were better.
Yeah.
And they were all in cars.
So in the update 2.0 that drops today, if it's not already updated, redesigned skill trees and perks. So I'm gonna go in just to look at that because cool. Yeah. Revamped cyberware and new capacity system. Vehicle combat and car chases, combat AI improvements, new police system, UI UX improvements, loot items and crafting changes, new radio stations, including community radio stations. That's cool.
Yeah. Like, how did you not have car customization? How is that just not something thought of? Oh, we're gonna have it so that you can customize your vehicle. No one thought of it? No, that never popped in anyone's brain? Because you have these really cool cars. Really cool looking cars that you can't do anything with.
And bikes. Didn't it have bikes too?
Yeah. Oh no, 100%.
Could have sworn. I was like, yeah. I'm like I said, if I like the update, then I might grab it. Just go ahead.
Yeah, I probably am.
I'm just curious if I like the 2.0 that comes out today, or if it's out. I will definitely just check and grab because I think it is out, or at least the out because I just got a GeForce
Yeah, it
update.
is. I just started the update.
Yeah,
I
I
just
just
had
got
to open up
a
Steam and take a look.
mean GeForce update, but I don't have that game downloaded at fucking all. So I would have to fucking re-download the entirety of the game.
I will
Yeah,
say this about Starfield. I forgot to come back to it because we talked about it briefly before we started. Uh, that game is not optimized. Like every time, like I get 20 minutes into the game, and my room is 10 degrees hotter than it was. Like it burns up my graphics card. I got a 3060, not top of the line by any means, but decent and relatively recent. And I can play the game and
decent.
nothing else. I can't even have a YouTube video running while the game's running.
He said a 3060 is decent,
Yeah,
bro.
it's decent. It's not. I mean,
Most people don't have anything in the 30 series, bro.
oh, I know, I know. I was talking to James,
Decent.
and his brother's trying to play Starfield, and he's got a 1070. Yeah, and it's a struggle. It barely functions on that
He might
graphics
as well
card.
just get an Xbox at that point.
Or upgrade your graphics card. I mean, it's not hard. I mean, it's not hard to upgrade. It's just money. But at this point, you get a 2070. It would run better. Um, Although, I mean, we're already in the 40 series. Get a 3070. You can find them used, especially now that crypto's completely crashed. Like is mine a used card? I didn't buy my card, so I'm trying. Yeah, no, it is. It's a used card because I picked it out, and I will not pay brand new card prices, and I won't let other people pay brand new card prices because they're ridiculous.
I did twice.
Nah. Bro,
I'll do it again. I don't give a shit.
It's just a yacht for something that you can get new that works perfectly fine. I mean, my 1060 that I bought new is in my daughter's computer, and it's still running like a champ. No, I didn't buy it new. I bought it used. I bought it used in 2019. Still running like a champ.
Word.
Yep. It's great. So now, what's the other name? What's the other game?
First Defiant.
First
Descendant. First Descendant. But this game's fun.
You described it as a Warframe ripoff.
Bro, it's a clone of the game. When I mean a clone, it starts off almost the exact same way. It starts off, well, I mean, same with Destiny. Destiny starts off the exact same way as well. But this is more Warframe in a sense that, they have the characters, Warframes, they have 4 abilities. Bro, the buttons are damn near the same as Warframe, which is why it's so easy to play for me. The modding of the Descendant is copy and paste of Warframe, 100%.
Yeah,
the exact same thing. There's things that they like as people who adore Warframe, or did when it was good.
When it was good.
Yeah, when it was good. It's like these people who made this sat in a call and just listened to anyone who ever loved Warframe, and it was like, oh man, they should just do this. Oh man, they should just do that. They should just do this. You know what I'm saying? Its movement is fluid. It's not as fast as bullet jumping, but you don't ever feel like you're slow. You know what I mean? Like playing Warframe and then playing Call of Duty, I feel sluggish.
You feel so slow. You feel like you're in mud.
Yes, but in this game, it's a consistent pace of sprint. And, there's some characters who can move faster, and some characters who I haven't played most. I'm on my third one, but but it's fun. It's like it's super fun. It's exactly like Warframe. The same play style, the same missions. I mean, the monsters are they're almost the exact same as Grineer. Some of them they sound like Grineer. They look like things from Destiny. It's my selling point of the game is how you customize your weaponry and your descendant, which is exactly like Warframe. They have mods. You can form the mod slots. The max number I have for capacity is 71, and on some of them it's more. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Like depending on I think what mod you have, or mod, whatever you want to call it. I think they call it sub mod and something else. But depending on what mod you have, it changes that, increases it. So and I haven't found much because I'm only playing the beta. But it's the freedom that you wanted in Warframe. And so far the characters seem OP but fairly balanced if you know how to use them.
Mm-hmm.
Every character has his own role to play, and then uniquely, like I was playing with a guy who the poster child, of course, is for the otakus out there is Bunny. Everybody wants to play with Bunny, and that's the one. She's like Vault, like 100% has his exact same abilities. They
Vault.
yes, just like Vault, dude. I'm not kidding. Like her ability is like you would hit her super speed, which charges the electricity. She runs super fast, so it charges her electricity. Her 4 is an AoE burst of pure electricity that you build up that continues to happen for however long you mod it to do it. And then her 3 is a constant pulse of electric waves, and the more you move the more it does it. So as long as you don't sit still, you're just pulsing out electricity, wiping. Like there's a defense mission in this game, just defend the point for however long it was, and every like 10 waves, guess what it does? Asks you if you want to leave or keep going, and we're gonna ramp up the difficulty. So it does that. So it's like that. And then the enemies have specific spawn points, and when you go further, they just add more spawn points. So you have to strategically, after like wave 5, you have to strategically get to the next spawn point and then do as much damage, or they become overbearing. The enemies do have a tendency to become overbearing if no one is playing their character correctly. It's like one person you can as one person if you're doing good and you got your mods ranked up. And I really can't wait to see what happens when you are like max rank, and then you could really max out all the mods and you're just crazy, because there are mods like Reach, like dang, I don't even remember Warframe mods for you get range mods, strength mods, duration mods, and efficiency intensify. It has all the mods for that. So every character, you can do what we do in Warframe, make it as wide as we can for as efficient as we can, and try to fit it in the best way we know how.
The modding system, and look, I'm glad they did, because Warframe has one of the best modding systems of all time. It's one of the highlights of the game. Movement system, gameplay loop, modding system.
Yes, the gameplay loop seems super fun. Now I know they're gonna nerf a lot of things and change a lot of things when the game comes out, because leveling up your character is entirely too easy, which is not a problem. I'm just saying I feel like that will burn people out unless like the real end game is crazy. Like once you find a new descendant or you make a new descendant, you go straight into a defense mission. And depending on what area zone that you went to for that defense mission, you're max level like that. You just have to not die, because the mod system. If you have, I have 2 of them. I have the first one I was playing with and another one already maxed out. You could just put the same mods on that person, and that's it. The weapons, you still have the same exact weapons. So if you already modded and kitted out a weapon, you change over to a weaker. Everything good?
Yeah.
Yeah, you change over to a weaker descendant, like on level 1, it still has the maxed out weapons you still playing with, just like in Warframe. Everything is melting faster, and the only thing is you have to deal with you have to level up a new descendant, just like you would do a Warframe. It's squishier, its abilities aren't unlocked, or it's not leak, and in every couple levels, guess what? Your skill levels up. Just, bro, they took everything Warframe did great, except for the bullet jumping. Because bullet jumping was in it, like if they did
A
if they had sliding,
complete rip off.
yeah, like if it was a complete, and that's one feature of Warframe they can't take.
Yeah.
But if they had a slide, if they added a slide, that would make the movement crisp.
I mean, they could add an air dash that essentially does the same.
They have the grappling hook.
Yes.
They have a grappling hook. If you learn how to use the grappling hook, you move way faster than it, because it don't just pull you forward. You can whip it, so you can slingshot yourself forward. It's crazy. Like if you just like shoot it right in front of you, it'll pull you further. Yes, but if you shoot and you just whip it, it'll just throw you, and you just like Spider-Man, almost, kind of, sort of, and you just and then keep going along with your sprinting and along with because you can roll forward. You can roll forward, but I want a full slide. I feel like if you're running and you hold the roll button, you should just slide. That, in my personal opinion, you should just slide away. But that's the Call of Duty in me wanting slide canceling. So, and the gunplay is perfect. Pure. I haven't had a game that I play this game like I'm playing a Call of Duty game. That's how good the gunplay is. I wouldn't say it's as crisp as Call of Duty, but it flows like Call of Duty. Like I can run, I can grapple, yank myself somewhere, and in midair switch to aiming, and then start hosing an enemy down, land, and then keep pushing because there is no fall damage. Like I can go as high as I want, as long as which is fun. I've mastered the first one and the second one. The first two characters, I've mastered them. That's it. The only thing I got to do is wait for the damn game to come out and then see what I can really do with those motherfuckers. But I have mastered how to play those first two, and they are very different, which is a good thing that Warframe did. The Warframes are different. In this one, the Descendants are very different in how they operate. Like very much different. Like I don't remember the lady's name of the first one. What is her name? Nice chick I was playing with.
Frost.
Yeah, right? Frost. Visa, is that how you say that? I don't know. Viessa.
Sounds like it, Visa.
Yeah, she's everything Frost should have been. She's everything Frost should have been. Like the only thing they didn't do was give her a bubble. Like,
yeah.
Like, you don't need it. She's super tanky, like super duper tanky. Maybe she's super tanky for me because I do have her maxed out. But bro, I was playing with a guy who was playing with a maxed out bunny, and he was just dying while I was just standing there, like just soaking it. Like, and I was like, dude, you gotta. I typed in the chat. I was like, yo, you have to mod. You have to level up your mods, otherwise you're gonna keep dying. And that's a fact. I was like, bro, it's like trying just slotting your mods don't work. Just like in Warframe, it helps, but it does not work until you take the time. And then another thing they got, so you get duplicate mods just like in Warframe, right? There's a delete all duplicate buttons, and it just gives you their endo, which is perfect.
Okay, work. That'd be
like
nice to have
in Warframe, because I have hundreds of duplicates and I really don't want to go through and delete them. You have to do them one by one.
I used to do that. Shoot, like once every 3-4 months, I'd go through and spend an hour just whatever it's called to get endo out of the mods. Yeah, and it takes so freaking long.
It does take long. And
there needs to be a button, delete all duplicates except 4, and then you can type a number. So generally I leave 2 of everything just in case I need to give one to somebody.
I think it naturally. I mean that works, but I think this game naturally, if you've leveled it up, it doesn't delete it.
Gotcha.
So I mean, and then getting them are so easy because of the defense missions, because it's a heavy loot drop game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like loot's just dropping everywhere. And from and then this is where it copies Destiny. It has ammo types: standard, impact. I don't remember what the yellow one is, and then there's a purple one. I think the purple one is definitely heavy. I don't know what the orange one is. The mid caliber, I guess. Um, when you make the mods for the weapons or for the ammo type, not for the weapon,
Mm-hmm.
which is amazing. There are some mods that like shotgun, because there are heavy machine guns that take the purple, shotguns that take the purple, and sniper rifles that they definitely take the purple ammo. So there's mods specifically for sniper rifles, specifically for the type of weapon that it is. But you can mod a standard weapon, and all the mods will just transfer to the next. Like if you get a new one that's better, all the mods will just transfer from that weapon to the next weapon when you slot it automatically.
So the weapons have different, like, legendary, normal, advanced?
Yes, so there's basic, then there's blue, purple, and then they're gold. I'm assuming there's nothing higher than gold. Maybe a red color, but I haven't. But gold is the top one. The beautiful thing is, the gold ones, I'm assuming this is going to be the standard to the game. Whenever you get a gold one, which is probably going to be harder when the actual game comes out, because I already have 4 of them. So if you find a stronger weapon, you can just siphon the power from the stronger weapon into the gold one. So you could keep the same weapon the entire time and never have to change out a weapon. Like it was like, oh, that one has more points than me. Oh, I think it's based on level. So like, because one of my weapon levels is like, you can find a level 1 weapon, and then where I'm at, they're dropping at level 36 to 40. So if I find a level 40 weapon, I dissolve it into the level 1. Level 1 becomes level 40. Now it has the strength of a level 40 weapon. And that one, you just have to do the research for it, which is just like the Foundry. You go to the research, and it requires a certain item that you can get at any given, that it's like you need, because the abundance of loot that you get of weapons, you dissolve them, or and then the materials that come from dissolving weapons, there's a blueprint for an item, I forget the name of it, that you have to make, and then that is what you need to dissolve a weapon into the other weapon. So it's very, I don't know how they got away with this, but this is 100% like this game is.
Well, as long as you don't reuse any direct assets, you can rip a game off completely.
And
because you can't patent
that's the only thing.
A gameplay style.
Yeah, that's the only thing that what blows my mind is they didn't copy. The grappling hook is cool. But being able to bullet jump would have been better.
Yes.
And
or is it just air dash? Air dash. Air dash.
Air dash. There you go. Right? Air dash. You could have taken that out, but having the grappling hook is cool, but it's just more or less like if you double jump in a certain direction, you can air dash.
Yeah.
Which would, and it doesn't interrupt you, running. Like you don't air dash and then you got to start walking and then you can run again or sprint. None of that bullshit. But it's just straight air dash into sprint, like sprinting, air dash, sprinting, just for purposes of trying to get to a place a little further.
Or grapple to a point, air dash to the side so it slings you around.
But to their defense, to their credit, their world is nowhere near as wide as Warframe's. Warframe's is huge. Yes. Like your next objective in this game, I think the furthest it's ever been is, because I was running away from it, was like 130 meters from the last spot. The most.
Oh,
dude, that's
when you do a close quest in Warframe.
Yeah, dude, when you do a quest in this game, like you the pace seems fast getting there. Like there's no point where you're just like, dude, I'm just fucking running. You know what I mean? I'm just
Mhm.
traveling. Sometimes, yeah, you travel, but then along the way, it'll be like go 30 meters this way, and then another group of enemies will spawn. Go 50 meters that way, and then it's just the entire time it's just leading you to other fights, and it's just trailing you along while in the open world because it's an open world game. It has instance without a doubt, but each instance is large and you can run anywhere at any given time. So, which is dope. You know, you can run, and if you see another person doing, this is what a lot of people will get annoyed with it, but I don't think it's that bad. If you have a quest that you have to do, or an open world, one of the quests around the world, and you see someone doing it and they've already started, you jump in it, you just jump in it.
Mhm.
Like for however much he completed, you jump right into it and you still get the credit for completing it the whole time. A lot of people don't like that, but I'm like, bro, if he did like 75% of the work and I just get the last 25, he just saved me 75% of my time.
Yeah, like that doesn't hurt
Like
him.
it doesn't. The only thing that it hurts you with you if you join, I don't think the loot is on the ground. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's the big problem. But most of the time they end it off with the big baddie. You know,
Which drops your good loot.
which drops the good loot. So as long as you're there for the end, you get the good loot. And that's like that with story quests, because the story quests take place in the open world, so you could run straight through. If someone's already there and you just happen to sync it I think a certain period of time within a certain distance, if you sync up the quest with that person, then you just join their progress. Don't hurt them, doesn't hurt you, but you can now have someone. I don't know if I think it scales maybe, but then with two people fucking shredded, because the submachine guns are crazy, then you just complete it faster. Because I'm at that point. Well, I'm at the end of the thing. I've already completed the main story quest for the demo, but I think it would have been a lot easier if another person, because bro, it was getting rough, and that's what made me good at the Visa, because she's just crowd control. She makes the game easy for everyone else. And because I was like, bro, because she's just ice, and her whole gimmick is stop them, and everything takes more damage when it's frozen. It moves slower. Like you can completely freeze him, he's still moving at you, slow motion. You can just completely move out of the way and then shred half his health because he can't move, and his hitbox is completely exposed. Hose him down. Same with bosses. Bosses can get tripped up by her frost to where they're moving slower, which gives other characters ample time to get in and out or do damage. Like hers is really cool. Like I can't wait till I just got, what's her name? Sharon, which is crazy. Yeah, I just got Sharon. I can't wait to figure out her moveset, but it's pretty. So far, I'm having fun.
Our boss move is to contact the manager.
Right? But she's playing like Loki should. Like if Loki wasn't just I need to just not be caught, her playstyle is exactly how I would assume Loki's would be. It would just be, you know, she can go invisible, she can set up like an electric field around like an area, two of them at the same time, and then she has an electric slash that just cleaves everything in front of, like it cleaves everything, and it's really strong, mostly because my mods are ranked up as high as they could go. But it's amazing, like the way these descendants are played. And I played with a good Ajax. Like he was a really good Ajax.
So how's the weapon variety? Because one of the, best parts of Warframe, and you could argue worst part, is that there's thousands of weapons.
That's not a problem. I like that. The weapon variety is not there. Not like Warframe, but in the sense that you have submachine gun, the basics, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have it in categories. Like all your purples will look like this. Like there's a range of purples. Like all like they're gonna look, and then all the blues will look of the submachine guns will look like this. And then they don't look the same, but these are what they could be. So the skins, there's a lot of different skins. but ultimately all the weapons seem to of the type seem to function so far the exact same. They'll just look, the
Ah,
skin of them will look the exact, different. So
gotcha.
I guess when it comes to, I guess that's where the top weapons will come through. The gold weapons have abilities that you can make stronger. So you're gonna the fight for endgame will be kitted out with all gold weapons. So of each each of whatever ammo type you run it. So because those weapons have like they're stronger and they have specific abilities tailored for that gold weapon. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So they'll function like a regular, like I have one that's an SMG. It functions like every other SMG that I've ever used in this game, whether it was purple, blue, or gray. But however, because it scales better at the levels, and it has abilities attached to the weapon, it makes killing things a little bit better. And then I guess you can. I don't really care about what it does right now, but I'll probably have to, because I'm focused on leveling up the characters. I'm learning the
Yeah.
character first, but I'm gonna assume that it's like you need this weapon with this weapon has that perfect ability that matches the character that I like to play, and I think that's where you would go, or you would tailor your descendants abilities around, or the weapon ability. Yeah, you probably tailor the weapon's ability around your descendant. That's what I think will be optimal. I'm I'm good at the game in game. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because the boss fights, it has 3 boss fights in the game right now. The last one, if you do not work together, you will not beat it.
Mm.
And I lost once, and then I figured it out middle of the first fight because I played it twice. The second time, the new group listened to me, and then we won. And then that says that. But in the middle of the first fight, I was like, it has this face because you shred this boss super fast, super duper fast. And then it's like it throws out healing containers, like 5 of them. And can you beat them by yourself? Yes, but as you are trying to bust them, they are healing the boss back his HP very quickly. And then I realized that when it happened, I was like, look, we got to do this together or we won't win. It's basically a race. You have this time limit to get his health down a certain amount, because he's going to do it. If you do it properly, it should take twice. You should be able to beat him between 2 healing phases. So, because the first one, you'll take him down half his health, and then the healing phase starts, and then boom, he's back up to full health, and then but no shields. He also has shields, so you have to get rid of his shields and then get rid of half his health, and then that's when phase 1 is complete. He's healing himself. He'll heal himself all the way back to full if you do it properly. Run from each place to place and bust, and break the healing containers, and then get him down halfway again. You do it again, you should do it faster because you know what to do, and then after that he's dead. Like, and we did that the second time. It was like boom, hop from each one to each one to each one, and and then it was over with in no time. Good boss. I like that. That's the thing. All Warframe's bosses seems, until the very end when they did the archons or whatever, seemed pretty much just shoot the shit out of him, and
Just
he's
shoot him.
in bone phase, then shoot him some more, and then you're done. But these ones force you in a way to work like a. But yeah, whenever the game comes out, it's gonna be fun. The only thing I hate is I'm gonna have to start back over from zero. I know for a fact they're gonna make us start over. The way they've been giving out things is just, unless they're just cool like that and they just don't do that.
Which would be nice.
It would be nice.
Yeah. Because, I mean, particularly with Warframe, one of the best parts of the game is the sheer amount of weapons and how almost every single one feels different, operates differently. I don't even understand how they do it. Like, some of them, it's, blatant. Like the Boltor. It's literally shooting bolts instead of bullets.
Yeah.
But the creativity there behind it is fantastic and one of the best parts of the game, without a doubt.
It's number 2. Number 1 would be how they made every Warframe feel great up until a certain point, and then they just, got weird. But then it was just like the weapons, like there's your obvious weapons, like you know this weapon is for low ranked people,
Mm-hmm.
and then once you, I can't, I don't want to say this, but it kind of feels this way. I don't think there's no mid tier weapons in Warframe, mostly because of how we mod our weapons. There's either it's good or it's not, and
Mm-hmm.
there's
I
obviously
mean,
like,
there are definitely weapons that are better than others. And definitely ones where I don't know. It's been a problem in the game a long time, making older weapons or lower tier weapons
yeah.
be as good as the higher tier weapons, which is the new what's that new system that they added? Crap.
When you make them.
No, when they did the Deviri update, you can add abilities to the weapons.
Oh, okay.
The Incarnate system that they originally added with Ghost of Tsushima, which is not the name of that update at all, but that's what I'm going
I know
with.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I got
yeah.
it. But I feel you on that one. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like when they got to the point, like trying to bring, once they figure out how to bridge the old weapons with, like, now they can do all the new every new weapon. Like when we evolve the weapon system, everything gets it instead of just the old stuff, or these weapons get them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, Warframe definitely has been dropping the ball, but this one, it's doing what it's supposed to do and copying all the good stuff that Warframe brought, because the fun of Warframe for me was figuring out how this weapon works.
From watching you play, it is definitely a ripoff of Warframe.
Oh, like, yeah, without a doubt.
To a crazy amount.
It's exactly Warframe, bro, and that's what's fun. I like the fun for Warframe for me was figuring out how the characters played and how the weapons worked.
Yep.
Like the weapons in this one,
building it to be better. That's like the whole fun of the game.
Where can I do? I guess they call it mid-maxing. It's like, oh man,
yeah,
but I like to be able to do anything I want in the game with, the only problem is skill. Like that's a game to me. It's like, okay, I can do whatever I want. I just have to be able to do it. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfect game to me. And Warframe was there. It was like, oh, you want to be able to murk the whole map with this one character?
Yep.
A thing that this doesn't do that I hope is in it when the game comes out, when you play with anyone, I want to be able to see their stats. Like you can see your own at the end of missions. Be like, oh, you killed this many, you did this many times, blah blah blah, like Warframe. But it doesn't show you other people's stats unless I just haven't been hitting the right button. I haven't found it yet. But they need to make it over, because I'd be wanting to see. I'd be like, man, I know for a fact if it wasn't for me, we would have lost. Like there's been a few times I've played it, especially when I was playing with this dude this morning. Like it was nice rolling through the last bit of the story with a friend, like with like someone who was there, someone else. Dude, he was just dying. He was just going down and down and down and down and down, and I was just like, bro, this guy is struggling right now. And I'm just eating it. Like I'm standing in hellfire, just like, all right, get up, run. And he's just like, and I'm just like, he's just like, I'm playing, and I'm just,
like playing with a certain someone back in the day.
Yeah, like he didn't have any freaking mods on anything, and he was just there. Like, yeah, I got the level 40, but I didn't use the mods. And I was like, the game, like Warframe, does a great job of telling you what the hell you're supposed to do. It's kind of not like Warframe.
Yeah, I was about to say Warframe doesn't at all tell you what to do. Just like Starfield doesn't at all tell you
anything.
Nothing. It's like, here, you can build a ship here. Have fun. And then 30 minutes later, you're slamming your face into your monitor and it's slicing your eyes open. And then you notice out the corner that, oh, There's a button that nothing was ever pointed to. And if you didn't look at this specific place in the UI, you never would have seen
UI problems.
bro UI problems.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even say anything. That's the thing. It doesn't say anything.
Right.
It doesn't say this does anything. It just noticed an icon there. It's a problem, and definitely, particularly with big games like Warframe and Starfield, there at least needs to be like a tutorial that you can choose to skip or not. Like, I'll probably choose to skip it, but when I open a system for the first time, it should come up and be like, hey, would you actually like to know how to use this or nah? And half the time I'm probably going to hit nah, but give me the option. More than a text blurb.
Yeah, I feel that, because this game does not. It pretty much every time there's quests that give you give you beta good rewards for doing the stuff in the game, like learning how to increase a mod, equip the mod. Quests give you experience and money. Like, that's not the main quest, so you can completely ignore it realistically, but it's just like, if you need a little bit of extra cash, here, do this quest that will show you how to do this feature in the game. And it's just like, okay, cool. It's like, all right, cool, this is how you do this is how you do that, this is how you make things, this is how you know. But it's fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a grand old time. So, but one thing I do like, they only gave us 13, I think 11. They only gave us 11 whatchamacallits. Descendants.
Oh. I mean, that's a decent starting number if they're planning on...
It's 100.
Oh. Okay. 11's a decent starting number for the 100 that they're going to be pushing
for the beta. Because I was like... Because there's a lot. With this 11... That's 11 different play styles. And so far, they're all good. They all, just like Warframe, they all have their own, they have their place to do it. And as long as you're playing with people who are playing the character correctly, you're going to have a great time. And what I want to do is, I want to be good enough to where I can be good when people aren't doing that. But that's when game comes out. Because like, I be, you know, because I failed a few times because my teammates were not paying attention. And it's just like, dude, if I had Vault and he just wipe 300 meters around the whole, I would never move from the defensive thing, you know, because, you know, that's nothing to Vault. You know, just sit there, wow, everything's dead. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, definitely sounds promising.
They even copied the primes. They called them ultimates. That's what's crazy about it.
So does that 100 number include the ultimates?
That I don't. Well, I think it does. So I'm gonna assume maybe if like 50, because in the beta there's 2 ultimates of two of the starter characters, which is where they didn't include the third one, but whatever. You can get them in the beta. So I'm assuming that at max, if there's only 50 characters, then it has to be 50 ultimates, you know, in a junction. But we'll see. Slightly better power, specific mods tailored for them. Yeah, it's, bro, this is fun. It's
a good year for gaming.
For it to be free and look the way it does, like, it looks like Warframe, which Warframe looks good. It plays like Warframe, which is good, and it's free, just like Warframe. Like, the only thing that will kill this game is when it goes live. If they do not copy how Warframe did their microtransactions, this game will automatically kill itself. Like, if there's at any point, the cash shop resembles anything like Call of Duty, this game will fail. Maybe not, because you can ignore it then, but if like I'm expecting a battle pass, I'm expecting, and even bro, if they don't do a battle pass and they copy the night wave like Warframe do, I'm gonna be like, oh my god. If they copy the night wave, oh my god, because the night wave is perfect.
That would be pretty
It's
lit.
free and you don't have to do it, but because it's a free game, I expect it to have a battle pass, whether or not we have to pay for it or not. It's coming. I know it is, and as long as the only thing you can buy out of the shops are
Cosmetics.
or not even, because in Warframe you can buy the Warframe straight up. So
Yeah.
if you could just buy a Descendant straight up, that's fine. Because from what I've seen, nothing is locked behind
Level.
mastery rank.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because it's called mastery rank too.
Oh
Nothing is locked me.
Really?
Yeah,
They
mastery rank.
mastery rank?
Yes, dead ass, bro. Like, so nothing seems to be locked, but this is
Bro,
a beta.
Zero
that could
rocks their
change.
homework. That's crazy.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro. And it's like it's nothing. So yeah, nothing seems so far to be locked behind MR, which it's a gift and a curse. But then again, the skill of the game comes from ranking the mods, and you have to find the mods. So I guess as long as you can't buy the mods, or they find a way to make like Warframe, you can trade mods for money in the game, then as long as they copy Warframe's microtransaction formula, this game will eat Warframe alive. Like as long as there's no groundbreaking bugs, they have a good in-game system waiting for you at the end, kind of like Warframe, and it's the same fashion frame. I guess that would be the end game. It's free, and as long as that cash shop is right, yeah, this will kill Warframe, because Warframe is killing itself, and slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely.
That 1999 is a new player experience, bro.
I'm really hoping not. I'm
Bro.
really okay. So I am back at the beginning of the cycle that occurs every year or two, where they show me something new and shiny, and I get faith in the game again that it might not be trash, and they might release something good, something that you want to do. And I haven't reached the disappointment stage yet. I'm slightly more realistic. Like, if anything, I'm just like, oh, this looks cool. That's where I'm stuck at now. I don't get excited really about Warframe stuff anymore. I mean, it definitely looks cool, but also I have the understanding that is at least 2 years away, minimum 2 years away, because in the update that's going to precede that's supposed to be dropping end of October, I think they said. And I mean, in Warframe time, who the hell knows how long it could be before it comes out. I mean,
yeah,
they showed us Deviri when Fortuna dropped. Wasn't that Fortuna? Because they walked up, they got on the ship, it went through. Yeah, because they showed off Railjack, which was garbage. Then they flew through, got knocked out while in hyperspace or whatever. Then you landed on the Deviri planet, and it gave you a completely different suggestion of what it would be than what it actually became.
Yeah, because
they also took 5 years in between showing it and releasing it. I think it was 5. Fortuna dropped when? 2018? I was going to say, okay, so yeah, 5 years. Roughly.
Yeah, remember my son, you played for me when
Max was born. I did play for you when Max was born.
When Max was born, because I was in the hospital. So,
get them login
that's when
rewards.
It came out. Log in rewards, but
that mattered.
Bro, if that update is taking that long, in 2 years, even if their end game is not great, as long as there's no groundbreaking bugs. Like, okay, if we want to give me a
Game
negative, I don't
breaking.
like the game breaking. Yeah,
Yeah.
bugs. It's this game will
Be crazy if it
slowly
had
eat.
groundbreaking bugs. Like,
But a problem. The voice acting is a little bit ass.
yeah. Isn't it
Small price
a
to pay.
10-cent game?
It's
Who made it?
neon something.
Yeah, let me take a look. It's called First Descendants.
Yes. Nexon? Is that how you say it?
Nexon.
Nexon Games.
It's a Korean game. Okay.
Bro,
Expected
Black
that.
Desert. Black Desert.
Yeah.
Korean game. They might be onto something with them. They're like, bro, the Koreans. I've been. I don't know why, but I've been running into a lot more Korean things that are actually not bad as far as like movies and TV show. They go hard. They trying to be us, but no, man, this game is fun. And then I mean, if you don't get it to play with, play it because all you have to do is act.
Oh, I'm going to be
for it.
playing.
But yeah, when it finally drops, I would definitely be like drop into it 100%, and then they might get off rip if launch of the game is perfect. I might give them like a few bucks just because like I will feed into it because I've already played enough to where I don't feel bad giving them some cash money because it's not a bad game. I don't mind paying. I don't mind giving people money if you know you didn't waste my damn time.
Yeah. Well, I think that about covers it. Any final thoughts?
Good year for gaming.
Good year for gaming. I remember back like 4 months ago, back when we started the podcast, and the first like 2 episodes were talking shit about gaming because of how horrid it had been. And now, Baldur's Gate, Starfield, these new games, it gives you hope.
Next game I'm looking forward to is Spider-Man. That'd be it.
When does that drop?
I think next month.
Word.
Next month in November.
Word.
Either way, I'm getting in and playing it. So it's getting got.
Well, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. Oh my god. I gotta use the bathroom.